We create videos to persuade people to watch these films which are authentic hidden gems for people's entertainment. This video focuses on explaining the movie from a personal perspective. Most of the movie's video clips were used in the explanation for better understanding. All credits for video clips are due to the movie owners. To my understanding, it falls under the category of fair use in the reviews and commentary section. No one's rights will be infringed upon by us. Send us a free mail message if you have any questions or concern about the clips and we will delete them right away. In this video, I am going to explain an adventurous action comedy movie named Spiderman No Way Home which had come in 2021. Let the story begin. The Peter Parker's secret identity as a Spider-Man has been made publicly by J. Jonah Jameson of the Daily Bugle, who has also accused him of being the person behind mysterious demise and a mass casualty incident that occurred in London. He and his girlfriend Michael Jones are forced to flee from the media, and the police has a large number of bystanders in the area start to round them. They find May Parker and Happy Hogan hiding in the Parker's apartment, where they learn that they had split up. Soon after, they are taken into jail for questioning by the US Department of Damage Control along with Ned Leeds. Matt Murdock, who Parker retained his attorney, is successfully in having Parker's criminal charges dismissed. However, the intense debate causes Parker, Jones, and Leeds to be turned down from every college they apply to, including MIT, where when they return to Midtown High for their final year. In order to get his friends accepted to MIT, Parker travels to the New York Sanctum and asks Dr. Strange to once more keep a spider identity man's as a secret. Strange tries to use the runes of Cough Cold to cast the spell despite Wong's warning against it. Parker, however, constantly modifies the spell in order to spare a specific people close to him from its effect. The spell then becomes unstable, necessitating a stranger's contentment of it. Strange yells at Parker to leave the sanctum because he didn't get permission from the college president to meet with him. When Parker tries to appeal his Jones and Leeds applications, he is directed to an administrator going to the Alexander Hamilton Bridge by Flash Thompson, who was accepted to MIT. Peter Parker talks to the MIT administrator, but suddenly Dr. Octopus, who appears to know Parker personally, ambushes Parker. He is grabbed by Dr. Octopus, who then removes a piece of the iron spider armor from him and applies to its nanoparticles to its tentacles. Dr. Octopus tries again, but a Spider-Man displays his face, which is unknown to him. After saving the MIT administrator from going off the bridge with the nanites from his suit, Spider-Man takes control of Dr. Octopus' tentacles, and the MIT administrator convinces Parker to assist to get him and his companions admission. Arriving and attempting to harm a Spider-Man, the Green Goblin is taken inside the sanctum by Dr. Octopus and Lizard, who have been imprisoned by the Strange. Strange explains to Parker that because they are aware of Spider identity, means Dr. Octopus, Lizard, and Green Goblin were drawn into this reality from alternate realities in the multiverse and are not native to it. Strange confines this magic in the mystical containment device known as McKenna Decadaverse. Parker is enlisted to help find and catch this guest, getting an attachment-based move up to his suit. With the help from Jones and Leeds, Bugman finds Electro outside the city. Spider-Man sees there is a man and seems that he is charging himself. Frightened because the electric guy attacks on Spider-Man and gains his upper hand. Yet Sandman intercedes to safeguard the legend. The two work together to cut the electrical cables, which completely re-establish Electro's body. At the point where he stepped off the sanctum, Sandman accepts Bugman killed him, but on the other hand is cowed before he can fight back. Somewhere else, Norman Osborn endeavors to escape from his green troll persona, breaking his cover prior to escaping to a fixed office looking for shelter. Bugman finds Osborn on account of May and carries him to the sanctum also. Abnormal makes sense of for Bugman that these three are ill-fated to kick the bucket battling their own Spider-Man. He expects to utilize the Machina to invert the spell and send them back to their destinies for the more prominent multiverse. Persuaded that they can be relieved of their adversarial qualities and be saved from death, Bugman takes the Machina before Odd can utilize it and escapes. Peculiar Gibbs Persuade takes Spider-Man in-handed back and sends him into the mirror aspect to recover the Machina, while likewise attempting to besiege him of the multiverse aspects depending on the guest being sent back. Unflinching, Bugman snares Weird in a web network and takes his sling ring prior to getting back to the natural plane. Peter passes the ring to the Leeds and Machina to Jones prior to setting the detainees free from imprisonment. Taking them to Hogan's condominium, Spider-Man endeavors to direct remedies for the multiversial displaced people. He begins with a specialist octopus, utilizing an obvious venture fabricator to design a swap inhabited chip for his limbs and de-establish his higher mind capability. Furthermore, Electrical has energy siphon introduced into him, which is intended to separate his powers. However, before he could influence Osborn, The green troll person assumes control over his body, who convinces Electro to eliminate the direct before it can completely remove its capacities. It takes a circular segment reactor and drawing its power source Octavius out of the structure. Reptile, Sandman, and Electro escapes while Green Troll assaults Spider-Man, sending him to the ground floor. Running outside, May infuses a remedy into Green Troll, which does not work. In the wake of hitting May with his troll lightweight plane, Green Troll throws two bombs, which Bugman neglects to obstruct and detonates in their nearness. Bugman figures out how to find May in the rubble. Ununiformed that she had been seriously harmed, May tells her nephew not to quite any pretense of helping other people regardless of all chances. Addressing him what to whom, much is given, much will expected. Bugman attempts to save May Parker, however no work avails because she dies. After hearing nothing from a Spider-Man, Jones becomes anxious and gets ready to turn on the Machina, but Leeds accidentally uses a sling ring to open a portal. They search for a Spider-Man and spot someone who resembles their Spider-Man, calling him over on other side of the portal. They quickly understand, though, that this Spider-Man is not theirs, but rather a Spider-Man from another dimension who has previously engaged in battle with Lizard and Electro. Leeds tries once more, but this time he calls up a different Peter Parker who has previously faced off against the Green Goblin, Octavius, and Sandman. The group eventually locates their Spider-Man by alone on the top of Midtown and makes an effort to comfort him about May, but he is too upset by his ears to notice. Before he can utilize the Machina to send the multiverse explorers home, the other two Parkers start sharing their very own encounters of misfortune and harshness to help him adapt and understanding that he is not the only one. Spider-Man uses the Machina as a bait while making a broadcasting call to the Daily Bugle to inform Lizard, Electro, and Sandman of his whereabouts. The three Spider-Men atop the scaffolding are attacked as soon as they arrive. Due to his expertise as a member of the Avengers, Spider-Man units are the three and becomes leadership of the group. The three take on the code names Peter 1, Peter 2, and Peter 3 respectively. They choose to battle and heal each adversary one at a time, starting with Sandman. Peter 3 restrains Lizard before locating Sandman's remedy on handling to it Peter 1. Peter 1 then gives the treatment to Peter 2, who then uses it to neutralize Marco. The three Spider-Man endeavors to take the circular segment reactor from Electro. However, he ends up being an over-the-top counterpart for them because of his expanded power from the energy source. Reptile breaks free and goes after Jones and Leeds in the lab, driving Peter 1 out and battle him. With the assistance of Leeds and his sling ring, Peter 1's power Reptile to tear open a container containing the counteractant, which returns him to this human structure. Leeds mistakenly summons Dr. Strange to the combat zone, who after seeing Connors acknowledges Peter 1's pacifist arrangement is working. Dr. Strange gets back the Machina and his sling ring from Leeds. Peter 2 and Peter 3 are heavily attacked by Electro, who continue boost their electric on them until Dr. Octopus shows up to separate the curve reactor himself and render him frail with the completed neutralizer. Peter 1 revisit of Dr. Strange because he plans to utilize the Machina to send everybody home. Out of nowhere, Green Troll ambushes the gathering and takes the Machina. However, Dr. Octopus and Strange snatch it back. Unbeknownst to them, Green Troll had snuck a pumpkin bomb inside the item. It explodes and delivers the unstudied content, a spell tearing the texture of the universe and frees it up to the multiverse. The impact additionally makes Jones tumble from the sculpture of freedom. Peter 1 plunges to safeguard her, yet is thumped aside by Green Troll. Peter 3 saves her and starts to destroy because it helped him to remember that night Gwen Stacy kicked the bucket. As sunrise breaks, Peter 1 defies Green Troll alone. Attacked with retaliation, he violently thrashes him and endeavors to polish him off with his lightweight flyer, yet is come by Peter 2. This anyway leaves him open to get betrayed by Green Troll. Peter 3 gives Peter 1 on the counter serum, permitting him to fix Osborn from Green Troll. He sees Peter 2 physical issues which is non-lethal and understands the degree of harm he had caused. Dr. Strange battles to keep the crack in the universe intact, in which Gatecrasher are as of now planning to attack this reality. Nonetheless, Peter 1 has him establish another spell to cause everybody to fail to remember who is to fix it. A short time later, Peter 1 hugs his other selves, who urge him to progress forward as a Spider-Man. Dr. Strange fixes the cracks with a new spell and effectively shifts Peter 2, Peter 3, Dr. Octopus, Osborn, Marco, and Connors back to their starting point universes. A few weeks later, after the fact, however, in the wake of being helped to remember Jones injuries, he chooses not to. He visits Mite's grave to offer his appreciation and is joined by Hogan, who is likewise now an alien to him. Battling to continue with his new life, Parkham moves into another condo alone and starts examining to procure his ZED. Made aware of crime on his telephone, he joins together a more straightforward suit and continues his heroics and undisturbed as a Spider-Man regarding May's mantra of local area administration and obligation.